What's up, fam? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right, guys. So before we start, I want to give a shout out. Well, it's not really a shout out. It's kind of a sad thing. His name was Lips. He was a big mukbanger on YouTube. So whenever we lose one, I feel like we lose a family member. Not that I was as big as famous as he was, but R.I.P. He actually lost his life from a domestic situation. As we're learning more from his sister, from his husband. He was, anyways. And I don't judge on here. But I just love his personality. Like, it's so sad that I found his videos after he passed. And I don't think so. I think I saw him do a video with B Love, or he was close to B Love or something. Or maybe I saw a video like probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago. When he, started his YouTube. Or before he started his YouTube, probably someone talked about him and I looked him up. But anyway, shout out to, or RIP to him, condolences to his family and his daughter. Just domestic situations are just, they're just not, they're sad. But let's say grace. Dear God, bless his food, bless his time. In Jesus' name, amen. My child is 16. Whoop, whoop. Anyways, I'm proud of him. He's doing amazing. For what he's been through, I'm proud of him that he keeps going. Because believe me, guys, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could have done it. Was losing my mother and getting my, I don't know if I could do it. But anyways, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I don't know if I ever told you guys this story, but let me tell you, let me set the scene. I wish I had like a title that would go across story time. I'm going to try to find one. When I start paying more money for my YouTube videos with the editing and the thumbnails and the, story time badges and all this different stuff. I know there's Jeep BT or whatever his name is. I got to look up how he does his thing so I can put him out. Guys, again, my company is still up. If you guys want a shirt that says, "What's up, guys? It's Reese Boy," or "What's up, fam," or whatever, there's some t-shirts. If you go to bonfire.com/Reese Boy, I didn't even know Bonfire. They reached out to me back about 9 years ago. This May 14th makes 9 years. I cannot forget my anniversary. That I've been on YouTube. And I think it was 2018 or 2017. It was around 2018, the middle of 2018 or the beginning of 2019. They reached out to me. They liked my personality and everything. They said I was cool. And they reached out to me just like the coldest water bottle did. And I got the bottle. But let me hurry up and tell you guys the story. So anyways, but go get it, guys. www.bonfire.com/ReeseBoy, and you get me some shirts. They're like $20, guys. I'm gonna get 2 shirts for my son, and I'm gonna try to get one for me. I wish I would have ordered it when I was smaller and I was this is still a 3X, so I might try to rock my shirt. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys this story. Okay, so we didn't say grace. Dear God, bless this room. Just the right one. All right. So, when you guys... Okay, so you guys knew I grew up in a really religious home. I lived on a farm, whatever, right? So I don't remember what happened per se, right? I don't know if I got a whipping or what happened. Something happened, and I remember I was so pissed at my mom, right? I remember what it was. I just remember. Okay. So my brother, shout out to you, bro. He had a way that he could get what he wanted from my mom by playing the innocent little person, and I was always the bad person. So he knew how to pick. And then when I would explode, then he knows I would get in trouble, right? So I think this time he did something. I don't remember what he did. He broke something or did something. I got mad. I don't know if I punched him or pushed him or something. And I remember my mom was like, "You're in trouble, go get a switch." So I remember I got hit with the switch. I think I got 5 or 10 hits with the switch or whatever, right? I hate it when they say, you kids nowadays don't know nothing about switches. You don't know when your parents say, go get a switch or go get the belt or go get anything like that because they don't spank their kids now. Some of y'all got problems because that's why. And supposedly they're trying to bring it back into the schools, but that's a different story. I'll tell you guys that one later. Maybe I'll do 2 today. Because that's happened to me. So anyways, I think I did tell that story. So anyways, I remember I got hit with this switch and then I remember I was sent to my room, right? And so I hated the switch. That hurt. You could hit me with anything else, your hand, the belt, whatever. I hated the switch because it always stung so bad, right? And so I just hated the switch. I always hated the switch. So I remember I went to my room. My brother's laughing. And I was so mad at this kid, right? So I remember I went to my room. I packed my bag. I was like, I'm out of here. I hate you, or something like that, right? And so she's like, okay, go, bye. And so I was like, all right. And so the way our farm was hooked up, right? Our farm was 5 acres, right? It wasn't that big of a farm. But anyways, all the yards connected to each other. There was always like house, 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 house. But the yards, like the excuse me, okay, so like here, like for me, I could literally go touch my neighbor's house because we're so close. Okay, houses are like this in Florida, like super close. But where I lived, houses were like this far apart, right? So there's like a yard in the middle, right? So your front yard kind of went all the way to your backyard. So anyways, I remember I walked downstairs. My mom was in the kitchen with my brother. My brother was getting to watch whatever he wanted because that was pretty much what it was. And so he was watching what he wanted. She was in the kitchen. It was like lunchtime. It was like 12 o'clock, whatever, right? Right before our lunchtime, right? Our recess. So anyways, I was really pissed. I'm like, fuck this. Da, 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 da. I'm walking down. I'm like holding my butt because my butt hurts from the welts and the switch or whatever. And I'm like trying to not cry. I'm like wiping away all the tears, trying to be all gangster or whatever. And I'm like shutting the door behind me, creeping the door behind me. And then I remember I walked to the side of our porch and you had to go over the little railing. So I jumped over the railing, walked down. I was scared of the wood because you would always find these like big spiders or whatever, or snakes or whatever. And I hated that shit. It freaked me out. So anyways, I remember I went through the bushes, right? The pine trees, where shit happened. Went through the pine trees, went across my neighbor's yard, said hi to my neighbor, hi. And then she's like, Matthew, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm running away. And she's like, okay, what happened? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. So she's like, all right, well, I'm here if you want to talk about it. And I was like, okay, fine. So I remember I walked through her backyard, the neighbor next to her. There was a long driveway because her house was like way in the back up on the hill because they rescued animals. So they had like a really long rock driveway. I missed that driveway. It was so pretty. It's like something you would see and like some scenic view. It was just really pretty. The trees came all the way over. The house kind of looked haunted when you got up there, but the driveway was pretty. So anyways, I remember walking way through their driveway. Then there was a big field to my best friend William's grandmother's house. There was a big open field of corn, right? It was a cornfield. So I remember walking through all the cornfields. The corns weren't big yet, right? Because this is like right after winter. This is like March time frame, right? Our winters would go from November all the way until like about March, right? And then the snow would start to melt away. So I remember I'm walking through the cornfield because I'm like, I'm running away, but I knew where I was going, right? So I remember I ran away, right? I'm going through the cornfield. The corn is like little shots. So she could see me from the street if she was really following after me. So I'm walking away, I'm running away, and I get through the whole cornfield. I'm like crying, I'm all angry, like I'm never going back, da 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 da. She needs to stop hating me. I'm too old for that. And like I'm just going through all this stuff. I'm like, I hate my brother and da 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 da. And I should have punched him in the face. Like I was just mad, right? And then like she's gonna tell my dad I'll get it again. I was just angry, right? Because I think I was like 8 or 9 at the time, right? So technically you still get hit until whatever age your parents think you're too old for it. Anyways, some parents don't think you're too old. Anyways, so I remember I get all the way to William's grandmother's house. So I had to be sneaky because I love his grandmother, but his grandma was like gossip. She would all be on the, Jack, Matt's down here and da 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 da. So I remember I went behind the big house, right? And her house was like here, and then the backyard was like slanted down, and then there was like a hill, so the house was kind of built into the hill, and then she had this big red barn in the back that had like all of her son's Model T cars and everything, right? So I remember I had to watch out for him too because he was funny, but he was like kind of weird, and like he would be like, Matthew, what are you doing down here, or something like that, and he probably would have walked me back up and be like, oh, everybody gets a whooping, did it. Anyways, so I had to like sneak around him, sneak around their dog Lassie. It looked just like Lassie, who loved me, and then there was like this wall, right, from the grandmother's house to my friend's house, right? And there was like this little archery where people made a walking path. And then there were the boys, my William and his brother, and me and my little brother, our big tree house that the grandfather built us, the grandfather built us. So I was like, oh fuck, okay, where do I go? So I go up in the tree house, I climb the little steps right there, push the door open, go in there, put my sleeping bag, put my blanket down, put my pillow down, and I just like literally stay in there, right? And then I see my friend William. He was coming back home with his mom because he was somewhere with his mom, and he was coming back home. And he was going up to his grandma's house, and he kept seeing the dog Lassie barking, looking up, looking up. And so he's like, "Who's in there?" And then I'm like, "It's me." He's like, "Matt, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I ran away. Come up." He's like, "All right, I'm coming. Hold on, I don't want my mom to know it. Don't tell anyone I'm up here." So he's like, all right. So he comes up, climbs in, just like the scene out of the movie. I'm in there. He's like, what happened? I'm like, my mom spanked me and da-da-da-da. He's like, bro, get over that. I get hit all the time. He's like, nah, bro, like, I'm tired of my brother, da-da-da-da. So he's like, all right. He's like, so, like, what are you planning to do? I'm like, dude, can I just stay here tonight? Like, I want to freak her out. He's like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, all right, I'll wait until, my mom and dad go to bed, and then I'll sneak out and I'll bring you some food. I'm like, all right, cool. So he, like, walks back down. He climbs back down the ladder. Guys, it was creepy as fuck in this treehouse. It was dark. There was like all these baseball pictures of like Babe Ruth and like all these different like Muhammad Ali, like all these different stuff. We collected all those cards and everything, right? This just shows how old I am when baseball cards and Pokemon cards and all that shit was like popping at the time, right? And then we had like a Playboy, it's called Playboy, right? Playboy magazine, like under the beds or whatever. This is like puberty time frame. Don't get me wrong, right? Nothing weird about it. So anyways, we had like one of those in there, and it was just different stuff, right? Because his brother was like more older than us. His brother was like in his teens, right? We're still like slowly going through puberty. So he comes back up like I think this time it was already like 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I told you the nights in Ohio are long, right? It's not dark like they are now. So it's like this freaking day took forever because this happened in the morning, guys. It's like 7 o'clock at night, and I was been in this treehouse pretty much the whole day, and then was gonna do the whole night. Guys, I had to pee so bad. I was hungry as hell. I was dizzy because it was hot as hell in this treehouse, and it was it was cold actually. It was cold in the treehouse, so I'm like freezing. So finally, he like sneaks out his bedroom window. I can see him coming because there was like little cracks in the wall, so I could see him coming. He runs up. And he climbs up the ladder, and then he's like, here, my mom made some hot dogs tonight. So I eat hot dogs, and then he puts me some hot chocolate in there. And then he's like, bro, like, what do you got? So like, we stay in there all night. I don't know how, his parents were just not really that strict. I mean, they were and they weren't. But like, they didn't check on him because he wasn't a baby. So I remember we stayed in there the whole night. We talked the whole night, guys, about everything. We told ghost stories, all this fun stuff, right? So the next morning, so his dad left to go to work, and his dad, for whatever reason, kept looking at the treehouse, but like for whatever reason, I don't know if he was thinking about something or whatever. So he just drives off in his little old Chevy truck. You can see the smoke coming out and everything, and it goes down the road. And then his wife wakes up, and she comes and she feeds all the chickens and feed all the sheep. And then for whatever reason, she just walks right by the treehouse. She goes right up to her mother-in-law's house, right? So then William's like, dude, I gotta go pee, blah, 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 blah. He's like, what do you want for breakfast? I'm like, I don't know, just give me like a Pop-Tart or something or whatever, and get me a pop, because we call it pops up there. So he's like, all right, I got you. So he goes, he pees, he does what he gotta do. He brings me back a soda pop and a strawberry Pop-Tart, because they just came out at the time. They were super popular. And he brings me what is it called? He brings me a Nutter Butter or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. And so we eat that and we're just talking. He's like, bro, my mom like just asked me this morning, have you seen Matt? So that means your mom is calling for you. He's like, nah. He's like, I'm like, no, I want her to suffer. Like, she didn't need to hit me. Like, da-da-da-da. He's like, bro, get over it. I get hit. You got to get over it. I'm like, I know, but it's different when you do something bad and you know that's your punishment. So you learn not to do it again. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I did nothing wrong. And so he knew that my brother would piss me off so much and I would get always in trouble. So I'm like, no, I want them both to be scared. So anyways, I remember, like around maybe 12-ish, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, right? So I've almost been missing a full 24 hours. So I remember the cop that we all knew, the whole town knew this cop, this old, ugly looking white guy. He looked like, who did he look like? He looked like Johnny Depp. Honestly, he looked like Johnny Depp's twin. He had the long black hair and everything. He used to be what was he? He was some type of like theater performer back in the day, like when he was young, like in the early 60s. And so, not that long ago, actually, because this is like the 90s into the 2000s. So not that long ago. But anyways, so I remember he came to Mrs. my friend's house, his mom's house, knocks on the door. She's like, yeah, can I help you? Hey, I forget what the guy's name was, John or something like that. Have you seen Matthew? And she's like, no, I haven't seen him since last week. She's like, okay, well, his mom is looking for him. So if you see him, let us know. And I'm like, no. So anyways, so the cop leaves. The cop goes back up the street to my mom's house to go talk to my mom. So finally, William's mom was like, So she's not slow, right? So she's like, So she comes to the freaking treehouse and she says, Matthew? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I love his mom. I'm like, yes, boy, you better get your butt down here. Like, she was so, like, she wasn't mad, but she just thought it was like, I'm just like, huh? And she's just like, get down here. So I come down and she's like, how long have you been up there? Just one night. She's like, you can't do that. Like, you could have got me in trouble. And I'm like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to. You don't have to go back. So then you could in their driveway, right? They're up on a hill, right? So at the bottom of the driveway where we were standing, right? Because the treehouse is over here. You could see the cop car coming down the street, and we're like, please don't turn, please don't turn. And then they turn. So she's like, all right. So where are we going to put you? Because I know they're going to probably try to check the treehouse. So they have like this parking area, right, that was built into the wall. So there's this wall. The cop is up here. So I sneak from the treehouse and go around the whole property, right, past the house. And I get right down at the driveway. And the cops are up there talking to William's mom. And then there's another cop that I didn't know that was at the entrance to their driveway. So she sees me and she's just, I see him. And so like, I'm running, guys. This is like something out of a movie. I'm running to go and hide behind the house in the street. And this stupid biatch, I hate this lady. She was new, but she was a truancy officer. So she dealt with like young truancy kids. Ooh, I hate this bitch. I hate her so much. She was like a lesbian. Boy, I know you. You know I see you. Don't make me come over there and get you. I'll beat you myself. Like, she was just going off. I hate this bitch. I hate her. And she's like, I will drag you back to your house. Don't play. Like, ooh, I hated her. She thought she knew what she was talking about. You're a spoiled brat. Your mother just tried to discipline you, and you run away. I wish one of my kids would run away. And I just looked at this woman. I said, hold on, wait a minute. If you want to be stupid and hear one side of the story, then don't talk to me ever. That's what I told her. And I said, I've done nothing wrong. I have every right to leave. You're a child. I just said, I don't care. I have every right to leave. And what are you going to do? Arrest me? Well, you have to do something for someone. Well, I didn't do nothing. So I'll go home when I'm ready to. My mother knows where I am. So, and I'm literally like maybe 6 or 7 ounces down. Guys, I didn't play back then. I didn't play at all back then with this lady. I didn't care. I told her straight up, you are a B. I said it like, well, I said the word, but I gotta, I called her a bitch, basically. I said, you are a bitch. And then she's like, I've never. I said, well, maybe someone should, because I'm not scared of you. That's what I told her. I was so pissed at my mom. When I'm mad at her, all I see is red, guys. Even to this day, I don't give a fuck who it could be. It could be the president of the United States. I'm going to cuss you out if you get in between me and her conversation. Shut your mouth. That's all I said to her. Shut your mouth, get back in your shitty ass car and drive back up the street and tell her, yes, we found him. And I'll come home when I want to. That's exactly what I said. And then my friend William's like, oh, he dogged. Like, he was just trying to be like so stupid, right? But I'm like, shut up. You're going to make it worse. So then, the cop that I know, who she's called on me hundreds of times, he's like, Matt, what's going on? I'm like, she gave me a whooping. I don't think it was fair. I walked down here. I didn't run away. He's like, but you said it. I'm like, yeah, I know. But technically, if I wanted to run away, I would have hopped in some stranger's car, probably got kidnapped, and then I would be missing. And now I wish I caught him. Please. That's a whole different story. So he's like, all right, well, if you promise me you'll go home today, just, I'll just go tell her you're coming home tonight. Something like that. I'm like, all right, cool. So he gets back in his car, drives back up the street. Mrs. Cross, your son's at William's house. He's fine. She's like, okay. And then you can see them driving down the street. They leave. He honks his horn. All right, all is good. I said, yeah, I'm good. And then Mrs. Harlow, William's mother is like, what is wrong with you? So I told her the whole story, and she's like, listen, I know your brother teases you. I know your brother tries to get a reaction out of you because he knows you get in trouble and he doesn't. And she saw it for herself. Everybody else could see what my brother would do, but my mom. It's like she had blinders on to him because he was the baby of the family. Like, she had blinders on and still did, well, no, now the shit coming out. So please. But it drove me crazy I think really, honestly, that is kind of what started ruining me and my brother's relationship, because he could do nothing wrong in her eyes. And I would watch him take something out of the fridge and eat it and then say, Matthew, do it because I was bigger than him. Or something would get broken and Matthew did it, mommy, because my mom thought he never lied. And I'm like, he just did it. Like, I wish I had cameras back then. That's what I really wish. But even then, she'd probably say I tricked the system or did something. But like, that whole running away after you get a whooping is true. I've done it. I think I've done it a lot of times, honestly. But I just thought it was funny because I felt bad really bringing my best friend into it, because honestly, she could have switched the thing and said that they kidnapped me and then it's a big problem for them. But she wasn't that type of person. She don't make up lies, thank God. With, on other people, she don't make up lies. But I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, it just hit my mind last night because I was watching this movie and this kid, he got in a fight with his stepdad. His stepdad slapped him in the face really hard, like knocked him to the floor. Even though I think actors, they added to it because it wasn't really that hard of a hit. And he ran away. But what happened in the story when he ran away, he ran away, but he ended up getting kidnapped. And then ended up being, put in that system. And then he didn't come home for like a good 20 years. Like it was sad. And it was around the same time that I ran away too. It was like in the end of the 90s, early 2000s. Basically, the movie was just shot like last year, but the time zone is from that time frame. And I was just like, and then I remember I went home that night. Mrs. Harlow, she took us out to go eat. We ate at Golden Corral, and then she brought me back home. And my mom was like, I wasn't even mad at you. I just wanted to know where you were and da-da-da. And why you bring Mrs. Harlow into it? That's not fair and da-da-da. And I disciplined you because you know right from wrong and you were being bad and da-da-da. And I'm not going to tell your father anything because I think you've suffered enough and stuff like that. And then there's my brother just smiling. He's all happy. And I'm just, ooh, if I could punch you. And I think I did slap him. I don't remember. But oh my God, guys, I have so many stories that I don't care if people want to say that I'm weak or I acted gay or I da-da-da-da-da-da. It's because I have a temper that I've tried to bury for years because I don't want to be an angry person. But when that person comes out, I'm sorry for you guys. One day you guys might see it. One day you guys will never see it. But I don't play that game right now. And when you get falsely accused for stuff, basically, the moral of the story is, if you're falsely accused of something and you feel like they have it wrong, fight for your rights. Don't be like me and run away. But honestly, I did fight. I did say, Mom, I didn't do it. I don't need to be hit or something like that, whatever I said. But she never believed me because she always thought that I would lie about it. And I'm like, I'm not lying. Why would I need to lie about that? If I took something out of the freaking cookie jar or whatever it was, yes, I would lie about it. But, she could see the crumbs on my face or whatever. And it was hard for me because, say we have cheese pizza, right? And she gives me a cheeseless pizza with just pepperoni and tomato sauce on it, right? But my brother gets to eat 2 or 3 slices of cheese pepperoni pizza, right? And I can never have it because I have asthma, right? In the middle of the night or the next morning or the middle of the night, if I come downstairs, I sneak and I eat a pizza and I'm thinking I got away with it. I did because I have a bad asthma attack. We're in the ER. They're shooting me up with all this stuff to make sure I could breathe. She knew that I ate the pizza because she knows I'm allergic to dairy. So it was really hard to sneak stuff when I was younger. I couldn't even eat Cheez-Its. I couldn't eat cheese sticks. I couldn't have certain type of ice cream. I couldn't have nacho chips or none of that stuff because as soon as it hit my body, dude, I would like that. That was me. And so my lungs were that up, even worse when I was a little kid. Now it doesn't bother me so much. I might get a stuffy nose, but back then, oh my God, guys. My brother was so cute too because we would go to sleepovers houses and I would be like, yeah, and da-da-da. So the mom's like, okay, pizza for dinner. And he'd be like, can you get a cheeseless pizza for my brother? He can't have cheese. He would say it so, he was so sweet sometimes. And then they were like, oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Your mom didn't say that. He's like, yeah, I think she forgot. Yeah, but I got to protect my brother because he'll just eat whatever. And then we end up in the ER and it's scary. Or he would say something like that. Like a 5-year-old saying that for his 8-year-old, 7-year-old brother saying he can't have cheese because I ain't gonna tell them shit. I wanted the cheese. I didn't care. But then when the parents would when my mom or my dad would come pick me up, they're like, "Wow, your youngest son is very smart. He told us your other son had an allergy and we didn't even know." And she's like, "Yeah, he's very protective of him." So it kind of went both ways. We were very protective of each other. But guys, when I turned 14, I tore up a cheese pizza and other stuff. And I kind of think that's what messed up my food disorder. But anyways, guys, I'm sorry. And to one of my fans that said, most of the bullies and shit that are on TikTok are kids and I should not let them bother me. Honestly, guys, I don't let it bother me because I love my son to death, but I honestly feel like I have a full-time bully all the time. And I know he's just playing with me because he's young and he's immature. But I get why God had me go through so much of being bullied by my brother because he was getting me ready for when you have a kid. Because, guys, listen, being bullied, and it's not even really a bully. It's more of his insecurities that he's taking out on me. So it's really that. But like, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like God was just testing me to see how strong I am. Because when he does see it, it pisses me off and I like don't talk to him. He freaks out. He starts crying. Then he wants his dad to talk to him. So it's like this whole freaking like cycle of like, ugh. But I'm trying to do better this year. My therapist said do better because he's looking up to you. Da 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 da. So I'm trying. But guys, we're at 25 minutes. I got to get off this video because this is not going to upload today. But guys, I'm kind of, I didn't tell you guys, this is Spam and a half of a potato. And I'm already full, guys. Like, I can't even finish it. And half of a Spam. I cut Spam in half and I cut it up. I added some ketchup to it. And I'm already full, guys. Probably because of this big-ass cup of tea that I just had. Guys, Dr. Pepper. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I know. I should not have sugar. But Dr. Pepper just came out with a strawberry Dr. Pepper, a grape Dr. Pepper, and there's another one. I think we've tried the vanilla Dr. Pepper, but I might do a challenge to try all 3 Dr. Peppers. But I'm going to try to do the little small cans like this size. Look at my guy. He got a little broken. They don't tell you when you like this thing cracks. Like, TikTok, come on, tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. But anyways, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Go send some RIPs to Lips on TikTok. He's a TikTok and YouTube. He's a mukbanger. And let me know what y'all want me to do next, what y'all want me to eat. I'm full. Jama coming today, so I might do another video for you guys, like right after this one. I don't know why I'm doing this. And guys, I'm going to DC at the end of May. Yeah. And then we're going to go hiking, and I'm going to try to vlog that. Oh, God, I wish I could do a video with my nieces so you guys can meet them. I wonder if her mom would care. I'm going to ask them because I think that would be a lot of fun so you guys can meet my nieces. Oh, my God, that'd be so much fun because they're super cool. Like, my nieces, I love my nieces to death. Like, they love me no matter what because they know their dad and me were, like, super close. And I don't want to talk about him because I get so angry that he's gone. And I feel like he left me and anyways, let's change the subject because I'm going to start getting emotional. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Let me know if you guys want me to talk about it. I will. But be ready to have tissues because I will definitely cry. But I love you guys. Bye-bye.